Hi, everybody. I'm John Demakis. So I started this channel because there's so many people who've reached out to me and said, God, I have so many questions about acting and what you guys do as actors, how you get into it, what do you do after you start, what's the best way? There is no best way, spoiler. But anyway, people come from lots of different areas and get into acting. But then people say, is it worth it? For everybody, that answer is going to be a little bit different. For me, I want to share a story with you. To me, this is the best experience that I've ever had as an actor without having a principal role, okay? So I don't do a lot of background acting, especially not since I joined SAG-AFTRA, but every once in a while I'll do one just for fun. And, if I've got nothing going on, it's somebody's going to pay me to go hang out and they pay you to eat and hang out with your friends. So why not, right? So several years ago, this is 2018, I believe it was, I was on, I want to say the casting site was Backstage, and they had an ad for people to play different presidents. I didn't know really anything about it, but I thought, yeah, sure, why not? So I submitted to play President Johnson. I thought I had a good look for him at the time. I did not get that role, but about 2 months go by and I get a message from the production saying, hey, we're really interested in you playing the part of William Howard Taft. I look nothing like William Howard Taft, but okay, sure. Yeah, whatever. You're going to pay me, whatever. Sure. So they scheduled for me to come down and get fitted for a costume. To this period, at this point, I still have no idea what I'm doing, why I'm playing William Howard Taft, anything like that. But anyway, so I go down to LA. It's at the old Desilu Studios. I think it was called Sunset Studios at the time, may still be. And it was a great experience. They ushered me in, gave me a place to park. They told me to go to the George Burns stage. I'm a big George Burns fan, so that really stood out to me. So I'm in the studio that his office was located in, which was awesome. But anyway, I go in, I meet with the wardrobe person. She tells me they're going to be getting a suit from the 1800s for me to play William Howard Taft. They're going to be getting it from Universal. So I'm going to be in a good costume as well. And it's all going to be period. And so the woman was very nice. And I thought, boy, this is, they treat me pretty well. So about 2 days later, I'm going to be going down to actually film. And it was going to be down in Culver City. It was going to be at this old theater from like the vaudeville days. I'm thinking, okay, that should be pretty cool. So that morning I get up, get myself together. I drive down to Culver City and I'm pulling into the lot behind the theater and I see out of the corner of my eye a PA over in the side with a headset on. I'm like, okay, well, when I get out of the car, she's the person I'm going to end up having to talk to. So I reach over, grab my water bottle. I turn around. She is right next to me at the window. And she says, John Demakis, are you ready to go? I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, pretty good treatment for an extra. Said, sure, I'm ready. I grab my water bottle. We start walking in. She's on the headset. I'm walking with John Demakis right now. We're going to be inside in 2 minutes. Okay, why am I so important? I'm not, right? So anyway, I get inside and I find out that the show that I'm on is I Love You, America with Sarah Silverman. Now, I had never watched the show. It was in its first season. I'd heard about it. I didn't really have a great extensive knowledge of Sarah Silverman. The few times that I had seen her comedy just didn't really click with me, but I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. So I get in there and they sit me down. They said, okay, we're going to have you fill out some paperwork here. Sure, no problem. I'm filling out all the paperwork. And then the woman comes over. John, they need you right now in wardrobe and hair. Okay, great. So she picks me up. We start walking across the front of the theater. And this woman bursts through the doors and she looks at me. She goes, oh my God, I cannot believe you're here. I am so excited. I can't wait. This is going to be amazing. To this day, I have no idea who that woman was. Okay, whatever. I keep walking. We go down the hall. We go down this stairway and we're walking down this very long stretch. And at the other end is a wardrobe person with a big rack of clothes. And she just starts talking. Oh my God, John, you're here. I can't believe it. This is going to be so amazing. I said, look, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. And she said, well, you shouldn't. I've never met you. I'm like, okay. And she says, I've been staring at your picture for I can't tell you how long. We're so excited that you decided to be part of the project. Okay, great. So they give me my suit that I had tried on a couple days earlier. And they said, we're going to take you down to a room and you can change. I said, great. So I go, I change. She goes, as soon as you're done, we're going to bring you over to hair and makeup because they got to put on the mustache and the whole thing. Yeah, sure, no problem. So I'm walking down and I see George Washington, star. Abraham Lincoln, star. Richard Nixon, star. I'm thinking, who are these people? So anyway, I'm thinking, well, there must be at least a couple of stars on this set today. This should be interesting. So I go, I get changed, and I start walking back to hair and makeup. They bring me over. They introduce me to, I think her name was Amy, if I'm not mistaken, in hair and makeup. And she and I hit it off immediately. And it turns out that she's from the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area. So I'm like, I always find my people. So we had a great little conversation about things that aren't there anymore because times have changed. But anyway, she starts putting on the mustache because I was clean shaven at the time. And before you know it, I mean, the woman comes back in, John, they need you on set right now. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. And the other woman's like, 30 seconds, give me 30 seconds. And they're racing to get my hair and all the spirit gum on with the mustache. And finally they said, they need you now. And so we walk out, we go up to the set and we walk in. And I am a big Disney fan, huge Disney fan. And one of my favorite things is the Hall of Presidents in Disney World, in Magic Kingdom. And we walk in and it's the set of the Hall of Presidents. And I'm like, oh my God, I am going to play one of the presidents in the Hall of Presidents. This is freaking amazing. So anyway, they point over to where this microphone is standing up and they're like, that's where you're gonna sit. And I said, oh, sit, I love sit. Sit is great. That means I'm not standing all day, great. So they bring me over and they put me down in the seat and they said, you're gonna be standing right behind the guy playing President Trump. And I'm like, oh, I'm behind Trump. Well, I'm getting on TV, no question about that. So anyway, I sit down and I look around and all the other presidents are in place. Even a couple of the guys that I was talking to earlier before they brought me down, they're all in hair and makeup. They're ready to go. And I see that there's a big, humongous television in the audience portion of the theater with the lines of Abraham Lincoln. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I wonder who Abraham Lincoln is. And then right about that point, they said, okay, we're going to get ready, action. And the guy who plays Abraham Lincoln stands up and starts talking. And at that point, I'm like, that's John Hamm from Mad Men. I know that voice. And so he was playing Abraham Lincoln. And Jason Sudeikis from Ted Lasso was playing Nixon. I can't remember the actor's name from Severance was playing George Washington. It was hilarious. I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I'm sitting on stage with all these great actors. And I didn't have much to do, applaud here and there, look disgusted. And then in comes Sarah Silverman. And she looked like such a nice person to talk to. They were doing a lot of like bathroom humor sort of stuff for the show. And that's just the script. But anyway, we did the shoot. And then afterwards, they came over. They said, thank you so much. We're going to have lunch and, be sure and get a plate. I'm like, sure. So I go out with the rest of the actors and we get in line for food. And over to the side was an area for the stars. And that's just normal. I mean, they're going to keep the stars separated from the extras, and that's fine. And I happened to look up and Sarah Silverman made eye contact with me, and I'm thinking, oh, great. I don't want to interrupt anybody. I don't want, to look like, I'm trying to meet anybody. I don't do that. That's just not who I am. But anyway, at that point, she came over to me and she said, hey, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being a part of this today. And of course, I said, oh, thank you. I'm having a great time and everybody's so great. Thank you for letting me be part of this. And I can't say a bad word about Sarah Silverman. She was so overly nice, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I've been on sets where people are not so nice, and I would never include her in that category. She was nothing but nice to me, and she didn't have to be. And I believe in treating everybody equally, but a lot of people don't. And it was really great to be treated so nicely by her, and I will never forget that. So that was my best experience ever on set. And like I said, we all have bad ones. We all have good ones. That just happens to be my best experience on set as an extra. And if you ever want to check it out, it's season 1, episode 12, I believe. The guest on there is Bernie Sanders. It's I Love You, America with Sarah Silverman, and I believe it's still on Hulu. Please check it out. So hope you enjoyed the story, and we'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Are you ready to shine on the big screen? Casting Calls America is looking for actors just like you. Whether you're an experienced actor or just starting out, there's opportunities on our sites for everyone. Your dream role is waiting. Visit us at castingcallsamerica.com today. We are casting made easy.